Have you ever noticed how some conflicts just seem to go in circles? Well, what if I told you there's a psychological model from the 1960s that perfectly explains this, and, get this, it's now being used to teach AI how to be more human. Let's dive in.
So, let me just ask you straight up. Are you addicted to drama? It's a bold question, I know. But so many of us get tangled up in these cycles of frustration and conflict without ever realizing we're actually playing a kind of game. We think we're just dealing with life, but there's a pattern to the chaos, and that pattern has a name.
So where did this whole idea come from? Well, back in the 60s, a psychoanalyst named Dr. Stephen Karpman came up with this brilliantly simple map to chart our most complicated, messy interactions. He wanted to show, visually, the invisible games we all play.
At its heart, the drama triangle is pretty straightforward. It says that when we get into a conflict, we almost always, unconsciously, slip into one of three roles. The drama doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It kicks off the second we step onto one of the corners of this triangle.
Now look at this diagram. The really important part isn't just the corners, it's those arrows. See, the real trap of the drama triangle, the thing that makes it so exhausting, isn't just playing one role. It's the constant, dizzying, and often super fast switching between them. That's the engine that keeps the drama running.
Okay, so let's really get into these roles. Let's break down what they look like, what they feel like, because we all have a favorite role, a default setting we learned a long time ago. But let's be honest, most of us are pretty good at playing all three when we need to.
First up, the victim. This is the why me role. They feel helpless, like life is just something that happens to them. Then you've got the persecutor, who's always pointing the finger, blaming and criticizing to feel in control. And finally, the rescuer, the hero who swoops in to save the day, often because they need to feel needed, but in the process, they can keep the victim, well, a victim. As I'm describing these, does one sound a little familiar?
Cartman himself used fairy tales to explain this, which is just brilliant. Think about Little Red Riding Hood. She starts off as a rescuer, right? Bringing that basket to her sick grandma. Then, boom, the wolf shows up and she's the victim. But then, after the woodsman saves her, what does she do? She turns into a persecutor, helping stuff the wolf's belly with stones. In one story, she plays every single role. That's how fast it can happen.
So, recognizing this pattern is huge. But if it's such a common human trap, how in the world do we get out of it? How do we stop playing?
Well, thankfully, there's an antidote. It's called the empowerment dynamic. It's a framework developed by David Emerald that offers a powerful, positive alternative for each of the drama roles. It's a complete shift in how you engage.
So instead of being a victim, you become a creator, focusing on what you can actually build or achieve. Instead of a persecutor, you become a challenger, someone who pushes people to grow, but from a place of support. And instead of a rescuer, you become a coach, asking powerful questions to help people find their own answers. You see the difference? These roles actually build people up.
And here's the absolute key to the whole thing. Escaping the triangle isn't about changing other people's behavior. It's about a deep, fundamental shift inside you. It's about moving from a mindset where life is happening to you to one where life is happening by you and through you. This chart really nails the difference. When you're in the drama triangle, your focus is stuck on problems, right? Your inner state is basically anxiety and fear, and so your behavior is just reactive. But in the empowerment dynamic, you shift your focus to the outcomes you want. Your inner state becomes one of curiosity and passion, and from there, your behavior naturally becomes proactive and creative. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so you think you've got it figured out for people. Now, prepare for the wild twist. This 60-year-old theory about human psychology, it's now being used at the cutting edge of tech to build more realistic artificial intelligence.
What you're looking at here is called the TransAct system. It's basically a blueprint for an AI's mind, and it's built on the very same theory that gave us the drama triangle. The whole point is to give AI agents the same kind of messy internal psychological drives that we have, so they can interact in more believable ways, drama and all.
So how do they actually do it? Well, they program each AI with three internal ego states: a parent, an adult, and a child. The parent can act like the critical persecutor. The child is emotional, the perfect victim, and the adult tries to be the logical mediator in the middle. By programming these states with different memories and a life script, the AI starts to act out our own complex social games. It's kind of wild. And you can see it right here in this simulation. Agent Jordan says, "My head is spinning. I wish I was smart like you." That's classic victim language. And what does Agent Alex do? Jumps right into rescuer mode. "I will handle this, so no need to worry." The AI isn't just processing words, it's playing the game perfectly.
So why does any of this matter in the real world? Well, besides our own sanity, there's a huge financial cost. These drama cycles aren't just emotionally draining, they're incredibly expensive. In the US, workplace conflict, which is pretty much all fueled by this triangle, is estimated to cost companies $359 billion a year in lost time and productivity. That is the real-world price of playing these games.
So what is the big takeaway here? Is that whether we're talking about our own family, our jobs, or even how we're designing the AI of the future, awareness is the whole ballgame. Just understanding these roles, seeing the script you're following, that's the first and most powerful step you can take to write a new one.
And this incredible quote from Viktor Frankl just brings it all home. That shift we talked about, from victim to creator, it's not just some clever mind game. It is about claiming our most fundamental human freedom, the freedom to choose our response no matter what is happening around us.
So I'll just leave you with this one question. Now that you've seen the trap of the drama triangle and the power of becoming a creator, a challenger, or a coach, what role are you going to consciously choose to play today? Because the script really is yours to write.